Hey everyone, what's up? So, quit the job. I hate my job and I quit, but I've loved a lot of the people I've worked with. I really enjoyed the companies I've worked with over the years. I was always a bit of a brat, so they put up with me. Gonna see if I can make a go of it with YouTube income. My risk tolerance is high because I don't have a mortgage, I don't have rent, I don't have kids, don't have any dependents or anything. I just thought, what the hell? Which, if you get good views, you can make some money. It's just time to give it a shot. See if I can make it in the wilderness on YouTube income. So I don't know, it's time for a change in my life. So worst case scenario, I run my credit card to the max or use up my savings, and what do? You just return back to some job somewhere. But I got to give it a serious effort here. I'll do one video a week. I really enjoy the building process. I mean, if I didn't have these videos, I would be building up the property regardless. It's something I've always wanted to do. The videos, the YouTube just happened it was sort of secondary. I had bought a camera at the last minute and then didn't know how to edit or anything, hardly know how to use a laptop, and then put a video out, it did well, and then put a few more out, they did okay, and then you monetize the channel, and then you start getting paid from Google. Basically, it's pretty exciting. I'll see where I'm at come September, October. Oh, by the way, I'm in sunny Vancouver right now, just for a very brief trip. Crazy beautiful out right now too. Yeah, so I'm ready to drive north and do the 10-hour drive. I first have to go to a different part of the province to pick up some stuff off of a friend. So I have to go to Vernon, British Columbia, and then I have to go north quite a ways. My nephew gave me some windows, so thanks, Cody. Yeah, there you go. Full house, ready to go. Picking up Starlink. My friend's gonna lend it to me. I'm gonna try it out. I'll eventually just buy one anyway, but try it out. He's also gonna lend me his boat motor again. I gotta be careful where I spend my money. So he's generous to lend it to me, and that's a huge help. Well, it's like 50 pounds at least. Check it out. I bought this used for $800 Canadian. It's a Blue Eddy power bank. I could hook the solar panels up to this. I could run like whatever, small fridge, any number of things, LED lights, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'll hook the solar panels up to this, and instead of running the gas generator all the time, I could use this for majority of the stuff. So we're gonna try and hook the Starlink up, and just a little test try here. So I'll have connection to the outside world while I'm up there, and I could download videos once a week. This Blue Eddy EP240, for those of you who know anything about power banks, which I clearly don't, it's a 2400 watt battery with a 1000 watt inverter. Okay, let's plug that in. Have you set this up before?
Yeah.
It's the boat launch. When I left big city in southern British Columbia, the trees and all the flowers and everything were in full bloom, but up here they're just starting now. Everything is just slammed in here, and I got to clear up some room. I've got the Starlink there, still got the snowshoes from last time. I gotta find an area where I can just sort of cache it in the bush and put a tarp over it. I have this glass. I'm gonna take this glass off right now. These are heavy. I have 2 panes of glass here, and they're from like a high rise in Vancouver. I'm gonna unload the glass here, and I'll just stage it against some trees. It might be a few days before I can get them in a boat how long can I keep this going? Can I survive off of YouTube videos? Worst case scenario, you know what? Like, I make a bunch of videos in the next few months and they do terribly. Who cares? I'm building stuff and enjoying it. You know, I'm turning a wilderness property into something that's somewhat livable. Live in a wilderness and potentially make money, enough money to get by on YouTube videos. I don't know when else in history could you do that. So I'm just gonna ride this wild beast while I can and see what happens. Either way, I'm happy with whatever the outcome is. It's just an exciting thing to record what you're doing, the thing you always want to do, but now you can record it. And each year it seems like I have a different boat. The first year, that one was not really cut out for this river. It's stored away. The motor was a regular propeller, and when the water gets too shallow, you're just digging up gravel and you're ruining the propeller on your boat. Last year I borrowed my friend's striker and his boat motor, which was super generous of him. And this year he needs his striker, but he lent me his boat motor again, which is amazing. Moving stuff on water is just so much easier than on the trail. Unless I ever got that trail to be like drivable in a vehicle, which would take a lot of work. Looks like I'm on the hook for like a newish, probably a new boat, but at least I don't have to buy the motor. And it has to be the type of boat that can get up a shallow river. So probably a John boat is what I'm looking at. There's all sorts of shallow river boats you can get. Depends how much money you want to spend. Morning, day 3. I'm gonna walk the trail, put my rain gear on. It's a little wet today. Chainsaws are up at the cabin. I'm gonna grab my little handsaw that I have, grab some fresh fuel for the ATV, walk in, and at least I'll be able to say I walked into the trail on day 3, whereas the last 2 years it took a couple weeks in both cases. I think 10 days or something to even get there. All I'm missing is a boat. Got the motor, got everything else. The boat thing is a kind of a bummer. Some fresh bear scat. Oh, sort of fresh. I don't have my handsaw, just this. When I was building this trail, I left, periodically I'd leave cans like up in a branch, like a beer can or generally like a Coca-Cola can. Bit of a trail marker, I suppose. Okay, this is a Molson Canadian, this is a beer can. Something got into it. I think bears are really curious this way. They'll just chew stuff up and they'll chew whatever, fuel cans, oil cans, and in this case, beer can. Little fiddleheads. There you can see, pretty much flat. I'm going to call that flat. It stayed nice and dry through the winter. I'll put some fresh gas in there and I'll see if I can't get it started. Might take a while here. at the halfway point. I'd also like to go and check out the property. This trail took so much work last year. Man, am I glad I got most of it done. Still needs to be refined, but at least it's here. Don't want to fall here. I really need to make a bridge here, big time. Transporting materials on this would be a lot of extra time and effort compared to a boat. I'm a little concerned about the river levels this year because the snowpack in the mountains is there's so little snow this year. There's going to be for sure drought conditions. And if the rain is kind of steady throughout the summer, then the drought conditions won't be that bad. The boat is where it's at for transporting materials. So I really got to get a boat. Yeah, boat, then focus on trail. Another beer can, or should I say bear can tooth. And kind of see right there, tooth. Yeah, they like their beer cans. Water's nice and high right now. Just barely see the roof of my cabin over there. Sure, it's a little bit yucky this time of year. Overcast, raining all day. The trees haven't filled in yet. The water's all murky. I'd really like to build on this side of the river this year, perhaps. We got the first cabin. I'll build the second one. I'd like to build here. The fact that I could walk here so effortlessly with that trail built makes a huge difference. Last year I could not. That trail was such a nightmare to make. And now it's at the point where I can just gradually keep improving it. Gotta get that boat though. That's the goal, year-round access. So use the river when the river's not frozen over. And when you can't, have the trail for a snowmobile or an ATV. It'll be no problem. Just gotta improve it a little bit more. Well, that was a good reconnaissance type mission. I don't think there's much more I can do until I get a boat, so gotta get a boat. I'm not sure how I'm gonna put out weekly videos at this rate. It seems almost impossible now. Might have bit off more than I could chew. What to do? I mean, it's a little bit defeating when you can't get up there. It's the third year in a row, but it's only day 3. I still have my first boat and motor from year 1, and you spend all that money on that only to realize it's not the right one. It's a tricky river and you need specific things for a specific type of boat, a specific type of motor. I don't know what to say. I got to get a boat. I just wanted to buy something used. There's nothing used for what I'm looking for. Just another hurdle. I should have had the boat thing figured out on year 1, but how much, like, the question is, like, I'm really doing everything I can to, like, not just throw money at things. I need a boat. Ooh, this was a rough day, I'm telling you. Just wonder if it's all worth it. Good morning, everyone. It's a new day. I had to leave the wilderness and come all the way back, make the long drive back into an area that's populated, and I need a boat. So gotta get a boat. I've looked online, I've looked on Marketplace. There's a few available, but I would have to drive like a full day to pick them up. I think I'm on the hook for a brand new one. I kind of need it, so I don't really have a choice. And it has to be a particular type of boat with that style of motor, but also for that type of river. So let's go look at some boats. Yeah, so it's made by Lowe. It's the 1448, so 14 feet long, 48 inches wide on the bottom. And this is the 20-inch transom. Nice looking boat, ideal for that river that I'm on. Beautiful sunny day, the sun came out. This is what I got. There we go. I didn't do a very good job with that tarp. Hopefully nothing underneath got wet. Amazingly, it's a good tarp, nothing got wet. Thank you, Elon. I should have got this from day one. It's a big stove, double cooker. We'll set it up. It runs off a barbecue propane tank. Just makes life so much easier. But you know what else I like is not getting covered in mud every day and mosquitoes. But I don't know. This is sort of my normal. I guess this is my baseline now. I've just become used to it, and things that set me back that used to really bother me don't even bother me now. So. This is a good, if you want to test your resilience, do this. What is normal? I don't know. This is my normal right now. But if you're at home watching this and that's your normal, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a pretty good normal. Trust me. A lot of days I wish I could trade you for that. Don't realize how much stuff you own until you put it in a boat. First ride up the river in 2024. Many more to come. Broken nail. I just quit biting my nails too. Smells like a cabin. This temporary wood stove that I set up in the winter can come out. Not gonna need that. How about that view though? Got the Starlink. There's the also comes with the Starlink, and then power bank. Breakfast sausages for dinner. Home sweet home. The hodgepodge did not collapse over the winter, which is basically amazing. I can't believe that. Well, it's a miracle, people. Internet is working. Or Starlink is working. I don't believe it. That's so cool. I mean, I've never used it before except the first time I tried it last week, but let's just try YouTube really quick here. Here, let's try Cabin River Outdoors. I heard that channel's pretty good. And I'm truly in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, okay, it's working. Laser quick, let's speed ahead, see what happens. Yeah, it's working. Oh, that guy's such an idiot. Good morning. It's my first night here, and I guess I'm day 6 by now. Not too far from the freezing mark. Last night it was pretty cold. Well, at some point I'm gonna dig a well here, so I'll get that done this year, but in the meantime I have to figure out the water filtering system. Apparently there's a freshwater spring on this property too. I think it's on the other side of the river. I have never found it. Mind you, I haven't looked all that hard, and yeah, I don't think it's on this side of the property. Digging a well on this property would be quite easy. I filled a big container full of the river water, thinking all the silt and the sediment would settle overnight. Didn't happen, so I guess I'm drinking some cloudy. I'm gonna boil this up, but yeah, the water situation is not good, even though I'm surrounded by water here. I'm gonna load that boat, do many trips with lumber and plywood, whatever. Build this next little cabin, transport everything up on the river while it's not raining. Would love to get the solar hooked up to that. Cloudy water for coffee. We're gonna set up the stove. Easy. Pretty good coffee. Tastes a little bit like river. Rained a bit last night. I just wanted to try that for fun. It's actually better than I thought it would be. We're gonna make a trip and pick up some lumber, and it's gonna be some of that for the next few days. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done, so I'm gonna be keeping really busy. There's no shortage of hard labor, and I got nothing but time now. I didn't think I had that much, but it's overloaded. It's just going too damn slow. I got to unload a bunch of... I made it about 2 kilometers and that's it. Gonna unload about half that. I guess there's a fair bit of weight in there. With that said, if I probably had an extra 5 or 10 horsepower on that thing, it would rip. So I at least I know when I go to buy a motor, I'll get something with an extra 5 or 10 horse on it. Got back to the property. It's almost dark now, but a bear was pissed and upset. Couldn't get food. It's funny though, never tried to get in the cabin or anything, but like it actually upset the generator because there's gasoline in there and they like the smell of gasoline. So it flipped over the generator. I just stood it back up and it flipped this over because the smells from morning everyone. When I came back, the bear had knocked over my new cooking setup. A boot is just missing, so I guess it ran off of that boot. That boot there. So I gotta find that boot. And when it knocked over the generator wouldn't start last night, but it knocked it over and fuel was spilling out. It's running really rough right now. Whatever happened when the bear knocked it over, it's not the same generator all of a sudden. It's gonna be a day of picking up materials. Might need boatloads to go. Gotta pick up the rest of that stuff that I left down there too. I left all the fuel containers and oil, gasoline. Left them in the cabin, which is good because otherwise that bear would have chewed them up. That bear went after everything. It's kind of funny. They're so wild back here, they never have interactions with humans. Not a habituated bear, but a very wild bear that's probably never come across smells like this. I had this cheap carpet that I used to protect the window when I was transporting the window up here, and like it was chewing the carpet up for some reason. Yeah, like the bear went after that. It's kind of funny. That's all I can take for this trip. The rest of that, I'm just going to toss up in there for now. Come back tomorrow and get it. And then I have 2 more loads up at the mill to grab. Trying to get the generator going so I can power the power bank because I don't have the solar panels yet, but those are coming soon, and thus power the Starlink and my laptop. So it was knocked over on the side from the bear. The gasoline got into the oil and I was running it for a while and it was spitting out smoke and everything. So and then this filter is typically white. Looks like it's oil and gasoline got into the filter. I don't know if there's a way to clean these. Soap and water. I don't even have dish. There's not even dish soap around. Anyway, I dumped all the oil out. I'm gonna put some new oil in, but my laptop's dead. Everything's dead. So my only hope right now is to get this thing going. I'll put the new fuel in and let's see what happens. Check the spark plug too. Okay, moment of truth. I cleaned the spark plug and I took that air filter out. It was caked in oil and gasoline. I boiled the filter. It's gonna sound stupid, I'm sure, but I don't know what else I could do. I didn't have any dish soap. All I had was shampoo, so I boiled that filter to get all the oil out. Yeah, I just boiled it in water and shampoo. I agitated it a bunch and that seemed to get everything out. It was wet, so then I started a fire in my stove and I just sort of placed it near the stove, dried it out completely. So it's completely dry. It'll be a rough start to get going if it starts at all, and make sure the fuel valve is in the on position. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. Wow. I was not expecting that. That was not even a rough start. Wow, that's unbelievable. I'm not much of a mechanic, so that's like a big win for me. Right on. The bear boot. Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad it bit there. It bit right on the steel toe part, but yeah, you can kind of see it bit. I don't know, that spot there. Yeah, they might leak a bit, but I'm still glad I found it. I only got one nice cut on that log for this thing, and then I'm going to call it the day, and I will see you guys next week, and I will see you guys next Thursday. Thanks for watching.